and welcome to the sportsbet.io Euro podcast. This is this week's La Liga version, but don't forget to look at the Clubhouse TV channel for the Bundesliga and Serie A episodes every week as well. We're joined, as always, by our friend in Madrid, Juan Castro, and we're going to start, Juan, with a really, in what is, by the way, a really interesting week in Spain. The Benito Villamarín as Betis take on Barcelona. Now, we're recording this on Wednesday morning. Barcelona destroyed Mallorca last night 5-1. But before that, Juan, they lost to Las Palmas, which was a real shock. What went wrong for them in that game?
Well, I think, there was, Las Palmas was the third match in which Barcelona couldn't win. I think mostly the rivals know now how to play against Flick.
Right.
So that's as a tactical point of view. So I think in these terms, Las Palmas knew how to damage Barcelona's defense. And I was really surprised because it was at home. Of course, the two matches before were Real Sociedad and Celta away, but that was too much serious because it was at home against Las Palmas. But after that, they recovered really good against Mallorca. And Betis won't be an easy game. It's true that Betis is not in a good performance, but there in Benito Villamarín, with all the ambience in Sevilla, I think it's going to be also a difficult game for Barca.
Well, their home form, Real Betis, has been very good overall, hasn't it? Drew against Celta Vigo last time around, but they are one of the few teams this season who've beaten Atletico Madrid as well here, and they won that 1-0. What makes this Betis side, why are they struggling at the moment, but what makes them so good at home?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, they are different teams at home and away. But this match against Barcelona would be at home. It's true that Betis was the last team beating the Atletico Madrid, that now is winning everything. But Betis is really irregular. I think also a lot of injured people, Isco between them.
Yeah.
Also, maybe the message of Pellegrini is not so good as before because he's already some seasons there. So, just a little bit of people is getting fed up of him or whatever. But I think it's true that at home they are a strong team with the ambience, with the team, with all the strength. And for that reason, not easy game for Barca.
Yeah, not an easy game for Barcelona, and not actually an easy game for Real Madrid either. They travel to Girona at the weekend. Now, again, we said we're recording this on Wednesday morning. They actually are playing Bilbao on Wednesday evening, so that has to be factored in to this, and that's not an easy game. But Girona are in phenomenal home form. They're scoring loads of goals. Real Madrid, I think, will definitely concede here, and there is, I think, a chance of a really high-scoring game.
Yes, I mean, probably for the neutral audience, it will be a great match because it's expected a lot of goals in this match, and also not easy game for Real Madrid. I think Girona is recovering really good from a not very good beginning of the season, but they are recovering really good. They even can aspire to the European positions at the end of the season, and it's really admirable because they lost so many players, but now they are recovering really well. Real Madrid will have some injured people as well. Probably they will have also again with Tchouaméni, Rodrigo, all these guys, but Vinicius is still injured, Carvajal, of course. So I think it's going to be a very offensive game for both parts, and I will predict a very high score, yes.
Yeah, and what's interesting for me about Girona at the moment is it's a real team effort, isn't it? You look through the recent scorers and it's kind of a different scorer almost every single time, and they have been scoring an awful lot recently as well. It feels like they were always a good team last season as well, but it feels like this season they've really found something with each other as well, because before there was no real star, but like you say, they lost some key players. This season, everyone's scoring, everyone's contributing, and as a side, you're probably going to end up at worst in Europe when that happens.
Yeah, probably because they don't have a real good scorer like Dobic last season. He's now in Rome. So the goals are more shared, let's say. Also, Estuani is coming from the bench, also last season, but he's coming from the bench.
Yeah.
And even with this, I think it's surprisingly, I wouldn't expect Girona again in European position this season because they lost like 7 key players. It's true they signed another ones, but not so key as before. So, and Girona is a team that has nothing to lose. So that's the danger for Real Madrid because they have nothing to lose for Girona and they go really offensive. They play really offensive game, and that could have that could create problems for Real Madrid. Yes.
Yeah, I'd just be looking at goals in that game. I'm not sure entirely that I'd want to jump on Real Madrid to win it. My favourite game of the weekend, it might be one that's slightly niche for some people, but it's Athletic Bilbao against Villarreal, which I think looks like a really interesting tie. You've got Athletic Club, who are 4th in the league, having a really good season. Obviously, as mentioned, they play Real Madrid on Wednesday night, so we have to factor that in when you're looking at the game at the weekend. But Villarreal, even when they're not winning, are scoring, and they look so strong. I mean, how do you call this game, 4th against 5th? It looks like a cracker.
Yeah, also very offensive, also very attractive game because in Bilbao you play always forward. It's like a Premier League match. You play always forward. No, they don't stop for anything. And I think Villarreal against Villarreal will be the same. Maybe it's gonna be a little more prudent because both. I think they will fight for the 4th position in La Liga after Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Atletico in the order you want. But they will fight Athletic and Villarreal for both for the 4th position. And maybe with this, it's gonna be a little more defensive for both the sides. But in general terms, I think it's gonna be really offensive and probably a lot of goals.
And we will finish with a team who are being incredibly offensively good at the moment, which is Atletico Madrid. They've scored 11 goals in the last 2 matches. They're winning game after game. It's funny, isn't it? About a month ago, Juan, there was a couple of really respected journalists. I mean, I'm not talking sort of guys on Twitter or X or what you want to call it, but some really respected journalists who were sort of saying, is Cholo Simeone under a lot of pressure? And I spoke to you about that. I remember very, very vividly talking to you about that and you going, no, he's not at all. And you are being proven, as you often are, to be absolutely right. They're 3rd in the league. They've obviously got a game in hand over Barcelona. They win that. They go very close to Barcelona, just 2 points off them. They are in the title hunt, aren't they?
Yeah, seven games in a row, so it's quite a lot. This month for Cholo Simeone. I'll tell you the same. Cholo Simeone will leave Atletico Madrid when he wants. No other chance. He's the number 1 in the club, even more important than the president and the owner. And with this argument, with these 3 match winning in a row, so more arguments for that. I think this match is gonna be really a win for Atletico. I wouldn't expect another surprise because they are in a really good mood. They have all the players in. They have no injured people. So I think very little chances for the opponent this size.
Yeah, and again, Sevilla don't travel very well, do they? The Pishwan is very hard to go there, very hard to go to Sevilla, but away from home, they tend to be very, very poor. And yeah, the way that Atletico Madrid are playing at the moment is absolutely extraordinary. One of the most informed, impressive sides in Europe. And are a few Real Madrid fans even begrudgingly complimentary of Atletico at the moment, or are they still not able to do that?
Sorry?
Are Atletico fans still a little bit complimentary over Real Madrid, or are they still refusing to do that?
No. They still refuse. And even Sevilla will visit Atletico and Real Madrid in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
But no, I think they are refusing. Yeah.
And I suppose the other question is, Atletico Madrid have got a game before this against a side called Cacereño. Is that Cacereño on Wednesday?
Cacereño is a province on the west of Spain, and a very poor area, let's say, for the Spanish context. And but it's a nice city, Cáceres. very historical one. And I mean, probably they will pass away because
Yeah.
I mean they are so superior. But there were some surprise in the cup. Who knows?
Well, they're currently fifth in the lower reaches of Spanish football. They're in Group 5 of the Segunda, so that tells you a little bit as to where this side is. But they're going well, so they'll come into the game against Atletico Madrid with a lot of confidence, and then they'll probably get absolutely battered and lose a lot of it. As always, Juan, thank you so much for your fantastic contribution. We will speak to you again ahead of the next round of fixtures. And again, don't forget to head over to the Clubhouse TV channel and take a look at all of the offerings. There is plenty for you from sportsbet.io. And do remember to gamble responsibly too.